From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, back to normal, on the ones and twos, our illustrious brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
In Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Hello, everybody.
And just down the street, back from the Dude Ranch, back in her confines of authoring things and booking speaking gigs.
Sure.
Author, speaker,
Changing
podcaster,
the
cowgirl extraordinaire, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents.
The family's back, except Eddie. Eddie is off for the rest of the summer. He's going to be in Africa.
He's in Africa for like weeks.
I'm kind of bummed about that because I had some questions for Eddie this week. Because
okay,
I think we all
you.
saw. Are we all ready to?
Yes,
we all know where
yes.
we're going
Let's
to
just
it.
do this without him.
Everyone's
Let's
been
do it
waiting.
Out of
without
the
him.
way.
Yeah.
This is sort of
And
a-
let's be honest, it's probably good he's not here for this.
It's probably better. We're actually going to get the real stuff without him.
I don't know if
keep going.
I don't know if he listens to it. I don't know if he listens to the podcast when he's not on it. I hope he doesn't. If you do, Eddie, we love you, but we don't need you for this conversation.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
actually prefer, and we actually demand that you not be here.
Did we all watch the Cats trailer?
Yes.
I did not. I only
Wait,
saw.
what?
You're talking about.
I only saw the
that.
response of the internet meltdown after the Cats trailer. I literally looked at the screenshot of the trailer and said, I have no interest. So I didn't click.
I've never been on any sort of insane or illicit drugs. But I also kind of think that I have now. I think that
After
I
watching
get
that?
it. I get it. I know what you I know what you people are talking about. I get both the appeal and I get sort of the concerns. I saw both sides of it in the Cats trailer.
Yeah, if people don't know why we're mentioning this, Eddie Big Cat Koffoltz, our longtime cast member, has an affinity for the musical theater, in particular of the feline variety. And that's why his name is Big Cat. That's why we call him Big Cat, because when he first came on the podcast 6 years ago, for some reason, he decided to lead out with the fact that he loves Cats, the musical. And so, of course, the internet melted down this week with the trailer of an upcoming Cats movie is coming up,
Which is like a fever dream. It is like the uncanny valley. It looks, I don't even know where to begin.
Okay, so I haven't seen it. All I've heard is the cats have nipples. That's all I've heard.
Okay.
Well,
No,
I
they don't,
didn't
do
see.
they?
I didn't see nipples.
No, I actually heard the opposite.
The female cats definitely have, like, they're too shapely. Like they have. It's not right. It's not of God.
They're too shapely. They look like, what are we saying, Huckabee?
No,
I say no. They not that they're like rotund. I'm just saying that they look
No,
like
I know that's not what you're saying.
both too human and too cat-like.
feline.
It's like this awoke something in somebody and they decided to take it out on a trailer.
That's the thing. There's something about just the visuals alone. Like, even if you were to watch it on mute, it feels like something that is, for some reason, an abomination against God. Like, what did we do here to his creation? Like, I feel like this is going to be a harbinger for the apocalypse. It feels so unnatural. It feels like just making this trailer is humanity trying to play God.
Wait,
like,
why?
These creepy,
Oh my God.
these are weird, creepy cat
some of
people.
us haven't
God
seen
made
it.
cats.
It's
God
Taylor
made people.
Swift.
Yeah,
And she gets
whoa.
courted.
That's the problem. It's Taylor Swift's face on a cat human thing there's a reason God didn't make us with fur and tails. That was part of his perfect design. And then man, like the Tower of Babel of yore and our hubris has seen fit to construct a Taylor Swift feline abomination that you can't help but see it and feel like you are looking at the other side of the looking glass. Like you've gotten a peek into a timeline that went awry. It's being piped in from the dark dimension and you're just having to grapple with your fragmented shards of what remains of your sanity.
My gosh.
I feel like somewhere Andrew Lloyd Webber like fired up that first trailer and he saw Idris Elba perched on the side of a building like a gargoyle in full cat regalia and he's like, our costume designers were so busy with the question, could they? They never answer the question, should they? And it's just like, what have we done? You know, like, it is
have you guys
horrific.
not seen the musical? This is not different than the musical.
But that's the
this is
thing.
different.
That's the thing. I have a take here because I think the reason that Cats the musical, which I have not seen, but the reason that Cats the musical,
Right.
they didn't have because I live in Nashville, Annie. We don't have access to Broadway shows. We're too busy going down to watch the country
Saloons.
music, the boot stomping. You're an aspiring cowgirl. I don't need to tell you all this.
You don't know. Yeah, I know.
The only version of the stage show Cats that I've seen is in the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, where Titus Andromedon joins it from the crowd. They go out into the crowd at one point in the show, and he goes, "I'm just going to jump in and realize my Broadway dreams." And then you realize that that's what Cats is just a whole bunch of people who randomly went up on stage and they're just winging it. So
See, that's the thing is, like, I feel like if there was an SNL sketch about what a Cats movie would be like, it would pretty much just be this, because it's like, it's weird. It's like one of those skits that they say for really late in the show where there's no real joke other than just a
the
creepy
kids are in
visual.
bed,
Y'all have the weirdest take on this because the majority of humans who watched the trailer also remembered there's a musical that's exactly like this that is decades old. This is not, just because the three of you haven't seen Cats doesn't make this weird. This is just like what the musical was like.
Annie, but my take here is that if you're in a musical, you can't get actual singing, dancing cats onto a Broadway stage. That would be absurd. So they are forced to use people who they dress up with makeup and costumes. But for a movie, I mean, we just had Lion King, which looks like a Richard Attenborough documentary.
Oh, no.
They could do an actual like Cats. No. They could CGI this. They could make it work, but instead,
you're advocating for the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical classic to be done in film form with CGI actual cats, not humans in costumes.
That would make more sense than what we have.
I picture day one of like the shooting begins, and everyone, for the first time gets in their costume. They walk out of their dressing room, and Idris Elba sees Taylor Swift, and they're both in full cat regalia. And he's like, "Taylor, be honest, how do I look?" She's like, "You look disturbing and preposterous. How do I look?" And he's like, "You look completely ridiculous. What have we done?" And it's like, I'm already in the cat regalia. I spent 9 hours getting in this thing. I guess we're going to shoot this movie, but this is a huge mistake. Annie, you didn't see the backlash? All you saw was positive?
I can't even engage in this because y'all have exceeded ridiculous on this one to me, because this is literally exactly the musical. This is no different than Les Mis becoming a movie.
The internet melted down, Annie. I mean, literally, the backlash was swift and severe. There was no positive.
That's not true.
Hot takes.
Don't say there's no positive. You're such an all or nothing. That is not true. There were people who liked it just fine. I don't even like Cats, the musical. I don't like Cats, the animal. But I did recognize that trailer was exactly the musical that everyone has paid to see for years.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm feeling what Tyler's saying, because if you look at the Lion King Broadway musical, they have
which came after the movie.
Yeah,
it came after the movie, so it was movie before musical.
No. That was cartoon first. Okay, fine, cartoon. But I'm talking about the stage experience was people with sticks and puppets. They didn't put a camera on them for the reimagining in 20 years after the cartoon. They didn't reenact the stage play.
That's because they built the play after the cartoon. No, Cats was a musical first.
I'll say
this.
I
went down T.S. Eliot poem first, and I think T.S. Eliot would be appalled.
I did not know that part until I saw the credits that it was to T.S. Eliot.
Okay,
I think he would be just as shocked as we are.
T.S. Eliot's canceled. Andrew Lloyd Webber's canceled. Unfortunately, the entire cast, including Taylor Swift.
Y'all are going to love it. We're all going to go see it and live tweet and live, just like Mystery Science 3000 used to do on Comedy Central.
On that we agree.
We are in.
None of this is to say that I'm not going to see it. I'll be there day one.
Sure.
I will be dressed as a cat for the comedic value, and I will be dancing in the aisles, very feline-like, stealing people's popcorn and eating it like a weird cat would do, like an alley cat.
With the Lion King-esque reimagining with real animals, it's because the Lion King wasn't all CGI; it was animals. I mean, it was like they shot live action animals and then obviously enhanced it with CGI.
Did they? That's what I didn't know. I just saw it this weekend, and I didn't know if it was all CGI or if it was animals plus CGI.
Animals plus CGI.
Okay.
And just like Jungle Book and stuff like that. So the problem is, Tyler, shooting a movie like hurting cats.
Oh boy.
Which, as we know,
not going to go well.
very difficult.
Yeah.
Famously difficult. But what about Homeward Bound? They had the cat in there.
One
They made
cat
that work.
is different than a
Again,
whole cast of cats.
That's true.
Not a
You can't
musical
hurt the
first.
cats. You
Not
can do
a
one
musical
cat.
first.
Okay, I read a Q&A last night because I went down the rabbit hole, just like a lot of people, with the humorist Mo Rocca. Do you guys know Mo Rocca?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah,
news
sure.
correspondent,
Yeah.
and he is maybe one of the biggest Cats fans in the world. And he was deeply shook by this. His take was this: they should have gone full CGI or some sort of interpretive, not this like half CGI, half thing, because there's something like Tyler, it's like the uncanny valley. Are you guys familiar with that phrase? It's like this psychological thing that happens when you see something that's really close to being human, but it's not quite human. Like you God designed us to be like, oh man, this is probably the Nephilim. This is probably some
doesn't have a
sort
soul.
of, in the time before Noah, this is what the earth looked like. Weird cat people running around. No wonder the flood came in and cleared out this disturbing mess. I think they've crossed the line and done something very, very wrong.
It's kind of like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. They made the character too human with the human mouth. It was disturbing to the audiences when they saw the trailer.
Yeah, that's true. I'm with you on
and
that.
they
I didn't like
went
Sonic
back.
as a person.
Yeah, they went back and delayed it 9 months, and they're redoing all the mouth stuff. I think the internet's outcry about what is happening, this travesty that is happening in this trailer. I think
Annie is out. Annie is out on this. I'm surprised.
For 2 years almost, I have just ridden this roller coaster with y'all, and I buckle up and I go, yeah, I know what I'm getting into. And most of the time I am with you. Today, for no reason other than this is ridiculous, I'm off the roller coaster. I just can't.
I'm just
Sorry,
telling
Annie seems personally offended. Annie, I have a question for you.
I do not own any cats. Don't even assume that.
No, are you in this movie? Do we not know?
That's a better
something?
question.
You're
and
well
I can't
connected.
answer that.
You're well connected in the world of Broadway musicals. You're buddies with the cast.
that's right.
Of one of the most
Wicked.
successful musicals of all time, Wicked.
Yeah.
You know, if Annie had somehow worked her way into a cameo.
All right, I'm back on. You got me with that. I'm back on.
I would not be surprised.
Buckle
and
up.
Annie,
Start
I feel
the roller
like we
coaster.
personally.
He
we
brought a
personally
pun that I
offended
could
you.
not resist.
And I am excited to see you in this film. And
I can't wait for you guys to figure out which character I am when it comes out.
It'll be both very strange and very difficult and very easy.
It's going
at the
to
same
be
time
very
to figure
difficult
out.
for you to
Kind of
tell,
like
but
how
I'm
I
going to let
feel-
you guess. There's approximately 30 to 45 cats in that movie, or people cats, and I'm not going to tell you which one I am.
When I saw Jason Derulo in the trailer, I was like, I both immediately knew it was Jason Derulo. I had no idea who it was, and I was screaming for my life all at the same time. It was an experience. I felt every emotion
I
under
can't
the sun.
wait to see this movie with you guys. We're going to have the best time. We've never gone to a movie together as a fam. I can't wait.
We should do
We
it.
can do it. We can all get together for
the last time we did a podcast viewing of a movie was the Nicolas Cage theater release of Left Behind.
I will agree to see this movie with you guys, and I will agree if one of you does it with me to dress in the most realistic and intricate cat costume.
Jesse,
the internet can
100%. I'll do
Annie,
that
are
with
you
you.
in?
And you guys know I'll do anything to hang out. Yes, I'm the one who sends
right, I'm
texts
in.
that nobody
I'm in.
responds to.
I'm
Of
in.
course.
I'll go see Spider-Man in a cat costume. I don't
Chandler,
care.
make a
It doesn't-
note for me to follow up with the finance team to budget some cat costumes for this. We'll figure out a way to work it. We'll expense this thing. I think that's cool, right, Cameron? I mean, this is good. This is an investment, really. When are these cat costumes not going to come in handy?
Yeah, I think they could be long-term helpful for us.
People tune into this show for us to discuss what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture. There's nothing more important happening right now than this, the travesty, the spiritual travesty of this movie.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
if you're
Our nation's
tuning in
spiritual
for our
travesty, that
guests
is so
and
dumb.
whatever, and you're wondering why we're spending the first 10 minutes talking about this, it's because it's very important.
Intersection.
I am sorry Eddie's not here because I think Eddie would really...
I don't know.
be with me.
He wasn't
on this.
owning it. He wasn't owning it from what I could see online. When people were calling him out like, hey, Eddie, this is kind of weird. He wasn't doubling down.
Yeah, he actually really wasn't. That's a good point.
He told me to shut up on Twitter, so he clearly had some feelings about it.
He did. I did not see him tell you to shut up. Did he really?
It was unrelated to the cats thing, but
yeah, was it just life?
This happens pretty regularly with Eddie on Twitter.
Yeah, he sent me a very hostile text message just out of the blue, and I don't know what this has to do with cats. I'm just saying he just seems on edge. So I don't know what he thinks about cats, but we'll just assume that he hates it with the intensity of 1,000 suns. So I think there we are.
I bet, here's what we actually know about Eddie. I bet he had so many feelings about it, he couldn't talk about it yet. I bet that's what it is.
I'm with you on that one.
He has not been able to separate into words how strongly he felt, and so
Annie, I have an idea.
But don't you think it's kind of like one of those things that, like, when you love something, like as a child or something like that, like it was so dear to you for the time of life when you came across it, or you were in a high school play of a thing, you love The Wizard of Oz or whatever, something is dear to you, and then you see a reimagining of the thing, and it's reimagined in a way that's very different than what you loved about it or what you thought, like what you would have reimagined it to be. You know what I mean? Like, there's disappointment and detachment. I don't know, even though he loves the stage play, I don't know that he would be all in just because this is Cats. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's very different.
Annie, I have an idea on That Sounds Fun. Your podcast, you have been doing a deep dive into the Enneagram, really diving into the psychological, implications.
Are we going to Enneagram
this.
all the cats?
No, I think what we need to is something along that psychological vein of a deep spiritual dive. And the episode's just called Processing Cats. And we get Dr. Ian Cron. We get some of the great thinkers in Christian psychology.
Dr. Ian Cron. I'm not sure he is, but I like that you gave it to him.
And I think we need to get them and help us process what we just saw, because it is deeply disturbing. It's spiritual. I think we need someone who's an expert in spiritual warfare, because I'm not sure that I felt like my soul was attacked in a weird way. I felt like oppression for some reason. I think we need to get all the leaders in here.
When you lay in bed at night and lights are out and you're alone with your thoughts, you feel a heaviness now. A weight, a cloud is on you that wasn't there prior to viewing this trailer.
I need some of the Bethel team in there to really, do some warfare, because this is, guys, we're dabbling in some heavy stuff.
Some weird juju. Yeah. All right. Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to influencer and host of the Hillsong Channel show, Now with Natalie Manuel Lee, about the future of faith and culture. As part of our ongoing look at our 100th issue roundtable conversations, you might recognize the name. Natalie Manuel Lee is sister of Jerry Lorenzo, who is on our cover, the founder of Fear of God, and also Angela Manuel Davis, who's like Soul Cycle and huge influencer in LA in the faith and fitness kind of arena. So very
also, Natalie's Instagram is very cool, and she dresses so cool. Well, she has a power color. She wears red power color, which I am impressed.
She's also been like a celebrity stylist, to my understanding. Yeah. Like this is arguably the coolest group of siblings currently living.
For sure.
I mean, I don't know if I had to pick a group of three cooler sisters. It's the Manuel family, followed by the Joe Bros, followed closely by Dennis and Randy Quaid. It is. They are cool. They are cool. They are cool.
I want make sure to ask her when we interview her what she thinks about the Cats remake. I'm gonna be very curious what the cool family thinks.
Ask her if red is her power color. It looks like it based on her Instagram. She knows.
Or it's just a seasonal power color. Maybe red is just the 2019 summer power color.
Yeah.
No. That's not how power colors work. You don't pick a power color based on the season. Your power color is your power color.
Tell me how power colors work real quick.
That's how they work.
I'll tell you how it works. In the 1980s, my dad wore a red tie every day because red
was power coloring his employees.
Tie. It was a power tie, and that was just the thing. He talked to me about it. He had a strategy behind it. It was going to be his trademark thing, the red tie.
The mustache.
Oh yeah, very bold Selleck-esque mustache.
If you have a red tie and a mustache, you are either like an awesome trial lawyer that no one wants a piece of, and you probably have a cool nickname like Steve the Hammer Strang. You know what I mean? Like, I get it done. Like it's either that or you're running for Congress. Like those are that's the mustache red tie combo is like a really, really good trial attorney, like injury attorney.
I definitely see the like small town sheriff who's decided to make his like jump into politics. Like he's seen the dark side of the city and he's like, I need to go. You know what it's time for me to do? He buys the red tie from Walmart or Target, and now he's making the jump into like I've seen what the city has to offer.
And he carries a big dirty hairy pistol on his
But that
hip.
guy would also have a vest. He would be a vest and tie guy.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, especially down south.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Annie, what is your power color when you want to take into a room? I mean, you already command a room, but when you want to send a message, that you're not going to put up with none of this sass about the Cats trailer, what color are you wearing to intimidate?
Purple.
To intimidate.
Had I known today we were going to go so hard into the Cats thing and I was going to have to stand alone, I would have worn black. Black is my power color when it comes to business.
I wear here. This is controversial.
Also funerals.
I wear
Sure.
I wear mostly transparent, like a transparent shirt. It's very confusing. People want to know. It seems inappropriate. But here's the thing. It's very unsettling. It makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I have the edge. If you're uncomfortable, I have the, I don't care
right.
I don't care how deep red your tie is, how thick your mustache is, how menacing your black is, Annie. When someone comes in, he's wearing a transparent t-shirt. Yeah. It's pretty weird. It is.
Yeah.
It's
you
very,
mean full transparent. You don't mean translucent or opaque. You mean you wear a transparent shirt.
It's basically it's
the one he wears to his annual reviews here at Relevant has a slight sheen and shimmer to it. Like you aren't sure if it's reflecting or if it's we can't tell, but you don't look directly at it. That's the point.
It's very uncomfortable for everyone. And it's very sweaty too because it's made of plastic. And
I would imagine it would be plastic. It's some sort of saran wrap look.
Listen, if the person sitting across from you is sweating profusely, uncontrollably, wearing a clear plastic shirt,
that's right.
I'm telling you, you're going to win in that conversation as quickly as you can.
You're right.
Giving that person the upper hand.
How do you think Jesse is our chief content person here at Relevant? Every year he gets a promotion, and we don't know why. It's not merited.
No, Cameron's like, I got to end this meeting. Certainly, this isn't based on work. You've read our magazine. No, certainly, Cameron's just trying to end the meeting as quickly as possible because I'm saying, whatever you want, just get away. Just lording around his office wearing this transparent shirt, sweating the desk.
Everywhere. I take it, say, okay, can we be done now? And that's it.
Can we be done now? Whatever you say,
I write
Jesse,
on a piece of paper what I want, slide it. He's like, I don't care. I'm not even opening the piece of paper. Just let somebody else handle it. Get out of my office and put a red shirt on or something.
Oh my gracious. That is so funny.
We'll move the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices. You're listening to Mike Maines and the Branches. The song is Live Forever. None of us are going to do it. Well, I guess if you live life and Jesus.
Cameron.
Will. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Dorina DeMarco with Tigre. Okay, it's time for
Slices.
Okay.
What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Before I jump into the actual news item, which is a twofer, I am going to conduct my own anecdotal research to see if this research is actually correct. Chandler, remember the first two hold off. Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This is real time science, people. Okay. Hey, guys, what do you call somebody with no body and no nose? What do you call them?
No body and no nose? Nobody knows. Yeah, nobody knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, how about this?
Oh. I got a whole list of these dad jokes, by the way. You know I love these.
If you see a robbery at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness? Okay, now, Chandler, let's continue the study here. Okay. Hey, all right, Chandler, be ready here. This is science. Don't mess this up. Okay. Did you know that the first French fries weren't actually cooked in France? They were cooked in Greece. Let's try another one for science. Let's try it. Okay. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Oh, no.
Wow. That live crowd.
Just for the sake of science. Just for the sake of science. Today, my son, he's 6. He comes up to me and says, can I have a bookmark? And I said, I burst into tears. He's 6 years old and he still doesn't know my name is Jesse. Okay.
At least he likes to read. At least he likes to read.
He does like to read. Okay. So thankfully I can continue with my slice because it's proven scientifically that it's accurate. Okay, here it is.
You have a dad joke slice?
Yeah.
Okay. So researchers, oh man.
I saw people tweeting this to Jesse last night, so I kind of know where he's going.
Yeah. So there's been recent research that has found that laugh tracks and laughing actually make terrible dad jokes even funnier. So what they did is the scientists, they took and they purposely picked the jokes they picked are way worse than mine. They
I
picked.
just don't believe that.
I would like to hear them. I just wish we had a dad joke segment.
Wait on that one.
Okay, these are the jokes they actually used in the study. So what they did is they took a bunch of different types of people and they asked them. They told them dad jokes. Now, when they for each of the segments of the research, they had 3 different things they were trying to accomplish. Well, first they had a professional comedian read all of the jokes, so the execution was the same. So they read them. They had the comedian tell the jokes just straight up. They had the comedian tell the jokes with a laugh track, and they had the comedian tell the joke with people organically laughing with the joke. Here are the jokes that they told for the study. They're really bad. What does a dinosaur use to pay the bills?
Oh, I can't wait.
Tyrannosaurus checks. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? Carrot. It was jokes at that level that are really
I love
bad.
them so
Those are
much,
great.
Jesse. I
They're
love
really
them so
winners.
much.
Winners.
They're
across the
really
board.
terrible.
What's
But
orange
they
and
had the
sounds
comedians
like a parrot?
that carrot one really tickled me.
By the way, I've got a list on my phone of dad jokes, and I'm adding both of those right now.
Okay, please do. And so what they found is when they did this study over and over again, and they asked people to rank if the joke as they heard it told was funny or not. If they just heard the comedian tell the joke just straight up with no laughter, most people thought they were pretty terrible and not funny. When they told the joke with the laugh track, there was a significant uptick in the amount of people that found the joke funny. When they told the joke and they had people like organically laughing in the background, that had the highest response of people who told the joke. So, one of the professors behind the study said, it suggests we respond to spontaneous, genuine laughter rather than post or canned laughter, showing the inherent human joy and value of natural response. They said that adding laughter of the jokes increases the humor value, no matter how funny or unfunny the joke is. So there is a reason when you're watching shows like, Big Bang Theory that are objectively unfunny and they had a laugh track that people are basically tricked into thinking that it's funny. It's an actual, scientifically proven fact now that if you add laughter to the end of a joke, that it's actually way funnier. So just a little science for you there. And I'm glad that we could actually confirm the findings of this study with that little informal research that we did there. So thank you guys for participating in my study.
I enjoyed it so much.
I know. It was really
I just
good.
love a dad joke, y'all. There's just nothing better. They're just so special.
They really are. And some of them, they're not that bad. I mean, the carrot, it is orange and sounds like parrot, technically. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, can I tell you a super fast story?
Yes.
Yesterday, a friend of mine and I were texting, and he was going into an eye doctor appointment. And I said, I hope you let you keep them. And I thought I was really proud of and then he said, it's not that I'm worried about. It's what he's going to do with this third one. And I thought, 2 dad jokes in a row. Y'all didn't laugh.
I need one more
I'm
test
sorry.
there.
You buried the lead a little bit on that. Who's this gentleman you're texting?
Oh my gosh. I'm allowed to text men that aren't the 3 of y'all and they respond. That's the difference.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Just a friend. But
she still heard about
Cameron,
the
you know
cats
I'm going to
thing.
announce when I'm in love. Don't you worry about that. I ain't in love.
I want to do one more test before I move on to my second and my 2 for Chandler. Get your finger on the button here.
Actually, you didn't really help me out with that, which I thought those eye jokes were funny.
Hey, Annie, I can't wait to see your appearance in the new Cats movie. Your Cam Meow. Gold. See, it works. It's science, people. All right, I got another science study. This one comes from researchers from Yale, and these researchers from Yale, they determined that, for them, they were trying to look at how can they convince people to take more action against climate change. And what they determined is that because still the majority or a large portion of people in this country consider themselves Christians, that they should maybe target the research to try to determine what's the best way to get more Christians concerned about climate change. Because as they noted, and as we've noted in a lot of our reporting about climate change, still a large portion of evangelicals either don't think that climate change is happening, or they don't think that anything that humans did is actually responsible for the changing climate. So the researchers, they actually did, they talked to a lot of people who are Christians and have maintained these views about climate change. Either it doesn't exist, or it isn't influenced by humans. And they asked them a bunch of different questions, but then they asked the same types of people questions, but they phrased it differently, and they didn't make it about climate change. They made it about God and creation. So when they asked someone questions like, or they emphasized things like this when they were asking about climate change: God made humans responsible for taking care of his creation. So if they qualified their question about climate change with something about God and faith, and used words like creation and God and creator and the idea of creation care, they found that people were much more open to discussions about climate change and changing their thinkings about climate change. And here's what one of the researchers from Yale said. They said, as scholars, we hope this study inspires additional research about how to engage people of different demographics through these types of messages. We also hope the results will encourage people to speak more on the issue of climate change with their family and friends, given that now that they have the knowledge that if they frame the discussion as one of a spiritual issue, not a political one, then they can have this discussion more effectively. Because what they found is if you just frame it as a discussion about climate change, a lot of people automatically think about the political implications and what that would mean for their personal political views, and ignore kind of the heart of the matter at hand. But if you frame it as a spiritual issue, they were much, much more open. And that's according to recent study from Yale, which I felt like is really interesting. And honestly, I think for people who care about the issue, and that are interested in engaging their Christian family members or friends or people they go to church with, I feel like it's actually pretty helpful, Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think that's something that because we talk about climate change and climate science quite a bit at Relevant, and it's because it has been, for as long as I've been there and long before, it's been an important part of the brand. And it's interesting to see that it's often accused of being sort of a partisan issue. Like why is Relevant taking a side in the political debate? And I don't think it needs to be a political debate. I think that's an unfair framing that's been foisted on us by bad faith actors who don't really have a whole lot of, may have different stakes or different interests in the issue than they're being completely honest about. But I would love to see Christians rescue the climate change debate from partisan gridlock, because it is an important issue, and I think it's a spiritual one.
And the irony is, it really hasn't always been a political issue.
Right.
like
That's what bugs me. Yeah.
Like, I remember years ago stumbling on a video of this is years and years prior to An Inconvenient Truth coming out, and this is when Al Gore was first kind of becoming interested in climate science, and he was actually a guest on the 700 Club, and right. Pat Robertson gave him vocal support. Gave Al Gore vocal support for this research, because at the time Al Gore decided to go on what is, largely viewed as a pretty partisan and controversial Christian TV show, but to engage a Christian audience with this topic, because this is years before there were really any political implications to the issue. This was something that we can all come together and say, hey, the science seems to indicate this. How can we work together? And, now that seems, just the idea of that seems like something from like an alternate reality, like a Christian TV show having, someone who's viewed as a liberal politician come on to talk about an armed partisan issue that audience might be interested in. That just doesn't happen anymore.
That was in the 80s, though, that clip, right?
It might have been it was either late 80s, early 90s, around that time.
Because I think when things started to divide was in the 90s with the moral majority, when Clinton was in office. And you had the Newt Gingrich and, all the, kind of Christian leadership kind of like fighting against the liberal Clinton stuff. And then that's when the partisanship shifted in this issue, because like you said, prior to that, Christian environmentalism was a big thing. It was like, the Bible talks about this. This is God's creation. We should care about this. But then when in the 90s, conservative Christians, economically conservative Christians wanting religious freedom and less government regulation. Now the liberal party is more about regulating, environmental standards and things like that. It became a partisan issue. And then when Al Gore became the champion for it, the Christian leadership walked out the door. It was just like, that's when it was like the divide happened, was when An Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah. And the irony is, so I just looked at, that clip, that visit to the 700 Club was in 1992. That was a year before he became the vice president.
Right.
So, like you were saying, Cameron, that perfectly illustrates that literally the difference between a relatively anonymous lawmaker who is championing an issue that happens to be a Democrat, the difference between that and the vice president of Bill Clinton was, 1 year apart, totally reframed the issue as a political one instead of one that, we could possibly have some sort of bipartisan conversation about. And that's what I find really interesting about it.
Yeah.
All right. What do you have, Annie?
Equally as important. Not at all.
That's super interesting too, though.
We'll be the judge. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. Also, the dad jokes. I'm never going to have a slice as much as I enjoyed Jesse's dad joke slice. I found this article. I think this is super interesting for a bunch of my friends who are moving out to LA. One of the things that is a problem with living in LA and San Francisco is the cost of housing. I was just listening to a podcast and hearing the girl who lives in LA talk about trying to buy a home is like next to impossible if you want to live in LA. But I'm fascinated to hear your thoughts on this. There is a new housing opportunity, an option called PodShare. Have y'all heard about this yet?
Yes, I have.
I did read something about this.
Everybody's in. Great. Okay, but I still want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Because it is $1,200 a month, and it's kind of a subscription where it's $1,200 a month. There's 5 places in LA and 1 in San Francisco. And when you pay $1,200 a month, instead of renting a room or even a bed, you are literally getting like a pod. And it looks like an extra large bunk bed. But you get, and there's 6 in LA, 1 in San Francisco. You don't have to make a deposit. There's no commitment. You don't have to sign a lease or anything, but you get a bed and a locker and access to Wi-Fi. And that's it. Each one includes a shelf and a TV. And there's some random stuff that's included. like cereal and ramen and toilet paper and toothpaste, which is like the grossest combination of things. But what do you guys think about this? What's your thought on, would you ever, back your lives up to where you're 23 and you've got a job in LA or a job in San Francisco and you work a ton, but you need a place to sleep. Are you paying $1,200 for a pod?
I don't know if I would. I've been in situations in younger years where basically the place where I quote unquote lived was only a place to stay. I've lived on couches in people's living rooms. I had an apartment for a long time where I had a room in the apartment that was mine, but the only piece of furniture in there was an air mattress. Like literally, because I was only going there to sleep. I didn't really need anything beyond that. So I think if I was in that time of life, honestly, $1,200 seems a lot for just renting.
That's my issue is for $1,200 and you could get 4 or 5 roommates and actually get a legit place to live. Yeah. And you all contribute that kind of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In those cities, it just seems like an extreme.
It seems expensive, but also I think there's also people who their company is based in St. Louis, but they're in San Francisco for a month. That may just be easier than getting a whole place to yourself or finding or it's going to be cheaper than an Airbnb for a month. Cause I'm staying in an Airbnb for a week in New York and it's more than $1,200, so I think I just wonder if it's
for a bunk bed.
Right. It's a bunk bed with
it still seems pretty dystopian.
Y'all should Google it and look at the picture because
I saw
say
it again. It's, you're sharing one room with 4 people because it's 2 sets of bunk beds. It's crazy.
There's no privacy. It's not like you guys have probably done this too when you did relevant touring. But when you sleep on a bus, you get a bunk and you have a TV and you got a little space, but there's a curtain that you can close that gives you privacy. And the pictures of this don't seem to offer a lot of privacy.
No, it's like a vacation home with that room for the kids with the bunk beds in it. It's like, that's it. That's all it is.
My roommates are like, hey, listen, we understand there's not a lot of privacy here, but could you at least not wear your power shirt here? Could you at least not wear something transparent, please? We're sharing. Good God, you're staying in a bed directly under me. I would at least like for you not to be sweating profusely in your power shirt today.
Gross.
Is that too much to ask? No, but I feel like if it was
you
cheaper,
wear your power shirt, it's $1,500 a month. That's what I saw.
Yeah. There's a premium if you want to go around in your transparent power shirt. No, but if it was like, let's say, LA, particularly San Francisco. San Francisco is one of the most expensive cities in the world.
Yeah. San Francisco makes more sense to me than LA, honestly.
Yeah, but like, let's say those 2 cities are somewhat outliers in the $1,200 a month price point. Let's say it's a city, like a Midwestern city that's still expensive, but not as expensive, like a Detroit or Chicago or St. Louis or something like that. Yeah. Where if it was down to like $300 a month or something, would that be something you guys would even consider? Or is it too weird of an idea to essentially not have a home and just have, a bed that you can pop in and out of?
I'm not going to do it for a year, but I can see a world where a month I could maybe do that.
Like I went to in college. I'm sure a lot of people have done this. Like doing like a backpacking trip in college, where you're staying in hostels, which are extremely cheap. But the trade off is you're sleeping in a room with a bunch of beds with a bunch of strangers, and there's like a community bathroom. I did that for like 2 months, and it was different hostels all the time, and I didn't really think twice about it. So I think if it went to more of like that kind of like hostel feel, which is way cheaper and more communal than kind of these like weird sleeping pods, which, like Tyler, you said, feels kind of dystopian. I could see that be more of appeal,
I do not like hostels because I'm not here to make friends. Like, I don't like hostels. I don't like bed and breakfast. I'm not trying to like, the reason I picked to stay here was not because I needed 5 more friends.
That shocks me.
Really?
I would have thought that you were all about the B&B.
You're right.
You're all about the B&B life.
Yeah.
I don't wear, like, I feel like to really love bed and breakfast, you need to like wear ascots and you need to drink a lot of like
ascots.
From my experience in this podcast, you guys are you just don't like hanging with strangers. I got something in the mail the other day. I almost texted you guys a picture of it. And it was like it was a homemade flyer.
You and me, you almost texted. I usually do. Go ahead.
And I got a flyer and it said, I got it downstairs. I could show you. And it said, pool party welcome to the neighborhood pool party. Let's all get together and meet the new neighbors and have a time and date, and they're going to have hot dogs. To a lot of you guys, that seems like your nightmare. To me, that's like, oh, that seems like a pleasant thing to do.
But was it one of your cousins?
No,
you
this
live with
is
all
just
your people.
Listen, it's a very friendly community, and I would gladly share a sleeping pod with any of them, even in my transparent power shirt. And I will be attending this pool party in the transparent power shirt because I want to let the neighbors know who's boss around here. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a problem with hostels. Cameron, Tyler, have you guys done the hostel thing before at any point?
No.
Yeah, I liked it. I had a good experience in my hostel experience. My hostel experiences have been positive. They have been non-hostile.
Really? Do you like it? Did you do it a lot in your life?
I think there was a time, where I was doing it. Like it's definitely it's a young man's game, but it was a good one. Yeah, that's
how I feel. Yeah,
back when I was in it,
a young man's game.
I'll say this: I've only witnessed a murder one time, and you get some real life experience out there. I mean, a lot of creep balls around. I know that for sure because. Where do you think I got the idea for a transparent power shirt?
There you go. All right, there it is.
Chandler, that was the laugh track moment, but that's okay. That's okay. Science already proved us right. Yeah.
All right, what do you have, Tyler?
All right, so this I thought was kind of interesting, just because it's a. When I think of drones, I think of two things. One, I think of some very negative, disturbing headlines coming about how drones are changing the shape of warfare, obviously. And then the other ones are drones that are used for awesome viral videos involving fireworks of some kind. Sometimes people get hit in the face by them. So they're either a source of kind of like vapid delight or else terror and destruction.
Real quick, my favorite drone video is this guy who's got the most giant hornet's nest you've ever seen on the side of his house. Like it has taken over his house, and he's decided that the best way to do it is just fly his drone into it and attack a giant nest of wasp with a drone. I watched that thing for like 15 minutes. It was a battle between one drone and like 500 wasps, and it was awesome. Continue, Tyler. I agree with you on viral drone videos. They are sweet. They are sweet. My bunkmate was watching it, and he forced me to watch it under the threat of violence. And so, in that situation, you watch whatever he tells you to watch. Hostile life.
Is it possible that drones can be used for something even better than hilarious videos of people getting hit in the face by fireworks fired from drones? You might think no, but this new report I found would suggest otherwise, because there was a project that was actually launched in Myanmar in which drones use something that were called seed missiles and these drones were used to reforest deforested areas. There was an area the size of Rhode Island in which all the trees had been cut down. The entire forest had been decimated by construction. These drones were sent out to fire seeds across the hillside to try to reforest it. And a year later, it took one day. These drones planted 400,000 trees in a single day. And a year later, that happened a year ago, and now they are 20 inches tall. So they've kept growing, and it's been a success. This was made by NASA engineers. They said, the guy who invented it said, planting 1 billion trees will take a long time without the help of drones, but they're on their way. For context, it took the Worldview Foundation, who replants deforested areas, 7 years to plant 6 million trees in Myanmar. Now with these drones, they're going to plant 4 million by the end of 2019.
How does a drone plant it? I mean, a drone transporting it, I get, but
how?
Is there a human there to go, oh, okay, and I'll dig the hole? I mean...
It literally fires the seeds with enough force to plant it underground. So they're not just spraying seeds across the countryside. It's like a missile. It's like, pow, in there.
I see. I imagine being the environmental minister, and you're like, all right, the scientists come in, they're like, okay, sir, we've prepared a 3-hour presentation about the possibility of use of drones to reforest the countryside. We've been working on this presentation for a year. We think it'll give you a good idea of what we're talking about, introducing seed missiles. And right then he's like, let me stop you there. Seed missiles? in Greenlit. That we don't even need the presentation. Scene missiles. What an awesome idea. Like, I think that's like an incredible use of the technology. And it's just really, really cool that they shoot seeds with enough force to plant trees. Like,
sometimes you hear about these inventions and you're like, yeah, this was a guy invention. They didn't bring it. They didn't bring it. There weren't a lot of women. There weren't a lot of women in the room for this.
I didn't want to say that, Huck, but I thought this is a girl did not think this up. Yeah.
Even the name, even if it works, and it does work, even if it works.
Yeah, that guy was 9 years old.
Yeah, for real. That's your son. You'd still think your name is Mark.
I mean, this would be a game changer, like on the hillsides, even in California. I mean, a lot of the mudslides and stuff that's happening there whenever, dry season happens and then it rains and then mudslides like wipe out whole huge areas, homes, everything. Yeah. If we could get vegetation on those mountainsides and hillsides, like reforest it would hold the sedimentation back, during the rainy season.
The roots,
the same thing is one of the major issues facing Haiti. I mean, if you look at the Dominican Republic side of that island, it's lush tropical woods and forests everywhere, and then you go to the Haiti side, and the hillsides are scalped because of kind of the sustenance level mindset of the people in the villages will go up and they'll cut down anything they can to then burn burn wood to make dinner and things like that. And so then now there's mudslides and it's unplantable. But if we could go in and reforest it in a kind of a mass way, that could change a country. I mean, that's an amazing thing. Wow.
4 million new trees in a year. That's
and it just missiles them into the ground.
Trees. Yeah. Yeah. Just like,
and it's
like a machine gun.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Natalie Manuel Lee joins us.
We're not in California anymore. We're not in California anymore. Traded all our sunshine in for a storm. Don't say I didn't warn you. We're not in California anymore.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode. While you're in your podcast app of choice, make sure to check out our latest podcast, Relevant Daily, where every weekday we bring you what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture in about 10 minutes. Also, this week coming up, season 2 of Unedited with yours truly, Cameron Strang, is coming back. We have an incredible lineup, and it is coming back next week.
Hey, can you give them a preview? Can you tell them one person? A little tease here.
Okay, very first episode of season 2, none other than Christine Kane.
Wow.
It's powerful.
Can't wait.
Innocence, and I bet if I ask everybody that I know, they'd want to be a kid again, so they could do it different. We're not in California anymore. We're not in California anymore. Traded all.
You're listening to K Flay. The song is Not in California. The song, I don't know if you caught it in the lyrics, it's about having affordably priced, spacious living abodes. And then we called it Not in California.
That's good, Cameron. That's pretty fast, bud.
That was one of your best.
Not bad.
Good job.
Not bad.
Good job.
Where's
Like
that
a-
laugh track?
like a-
Where's
like
that
a
laugh?
stick
Where's
whistle.
the laugh track?
We didn't even need
Yeah.
it. We didn't even need it. We didn't even
Here's
need
the
it.
problem with Chandler.
Stupid.
Chandler is very stingy about that laugh track, and we've all earned it at one point or another today, and he's only given it to Jesse.
That's
Chandler,
true.
speak for yourself. Why are you being so stingy?
I'm sorry.
Well, today's show is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Creating a site with Squarespace is a simple, intuitive process. You can add and arrange your content and features with a click of a mouse. You can even design a best-in-class online store with Squarespace's award-winning templates, customizable settings, and more, all without a single plugin. Including all the tools you need to track inventory, process orders, and send custom emails in one intuitive interface, Squarespace Commerce allows you to understand every aspect of your business. And right now, they're offering Relevant Podcast listeners a special deal. Go to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. And when you are ready to launch your website, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Natalie Manuel Lee is a celebrity stylist, an Instagram influencer, and the executive producer and host of Hillsong Channel's series, Now with Natalie. The series features intimate conversations about faith with celebrities like NBA star Tyson Chandler, model Halle Bieber, her brother, Fear of God founder Jerry Lorenzo, pop star Kelly Rowland, and others. Natalie was part of our panel of more than 40 thinkers, leaders, and activists to participate in our roundtable discussions about the future of the church, cultural trends, activism, and intentional living in Relevant's 100th issue, which is out now. Check it out at relevantmagazine.com. Tyler, you spoke to Natalie. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we had a really interesting conversation, and I really admire her, how dedicated Natalie is to being someone in LA who is kind of living in that tension of working in the Hollywood industry, not unlike her brother, who we talked to a lot about this, of working in the industry, but also trying to maintain her own spiritual compass and keep her anchor really set and secure there. And I asked her if she thought, from her perspective, whether or not, particularly Hollywood, particularly the film industry, was going to start responding to the interest in faith-based films that we've kind of seen, but we haven't been super impressed with the content so far. But the desire is definitely there. The money is there. Audiences have proved that they will respond to faith-based content. I asked her if she thought that was going to start improving and whether the industry would start turning out more and higher quality faith-based films. Here's what she said.
I believe so, but we have to do our part and continue to push for truth in any and everything that we do content-wise. Because again, we're hungry. The generation, the culture is starving for truth, especially now what's going on just in the world, and with just all these movements, quote unquote, happening that are finally being either televised or people are actually seeing it on social media. I think that our culture is hungry and they see the need. So with that, Hollywood, unfortunately, sometimes will do whatever they can do, for the big bucks and for the dollars. But I also pray that the people higher up in the Hollywood world will see the need. So do I believe? I hope so. I pray so. But I think as we, people on the front line that are creating this purposeful content now, that we continue to add value. That's the key. We have to continue to add value to the content and the things that we're pushing and creating for people to see the need for it. So to answer your question, I hope so.
Dude, I think she nailed it, though, with the add value, right?
Yeah,
because,
I think so, too.
It's really easy to make a movie that has, like, a good message, right? But is it good? Is it entertaining? Is it compelling? And that's one thing that, she was also one of the former, she was like a director at Fear of God. Like, she worked with the brand as it was kind of coming along in the early days. And that's one thing that's been like a hallmark of that brand is you see someone like Jerry Lorenzo having like an extreme attention to detail and like an extreme intentionality with everything that they make, so that like no matter what you think about his faith or Natalie's values, it's excellent and it's good and it adds value to the marketplace. He's in, their products are in Paris and but the same applies not just to the fashion industry, but with music and film. And I think she nailed it there.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask her about, because she kind of brought this up, is the question of what we do when, and I think many people listening to this, and I myself have been guilty of sort of backseat driving faith-based films. It's easy to criticize, it's easy to critique, but I wanted to know from her perspective, how could we be more proactive in helping push forward the value here and making sure that the content that we want, or the content that reflects our faith well, is actually happening from a proactive sense of us really trying to help move the conversation forward. And she had some interesting thoughts about that too.
We can't be afraid to offend other Christians. We can't be afraid to offend other faith-based people. We have to speak the truth that God has given us to speak, that's in us. And I think that we are created to shake things up and to challenge even other believers. And I think that with creating content, that's the first thing, in my opinion. It's a non-negotiable that we can't be afraid of what others think. We need to be more so concerned about the conviction that God has given us to meet these people where they are. We need to be more concerned about the assignment on our life as opposed to if it'll offend somebody in a church pew that might not even realize what they're offended about.
I like her.
Yeah. Yeah. And because, you know, that it's getting harder and harder to say or do things when it comes to anything with like political or social or even spiritual implications that some people aren't going to find, personally, either against their own belief system or values or take some offense to. But, that whole idea of, I think approaching conversations with grace, but also with conviction is really important. That's an interesting thought for sure.
But the other part of that, obviously, is how easily it can be once you resolve yourself to being okay with the fact that your content is going to offend some people, is then knowing how to balance that by recognizing that sometimes your critics are going to have a good point and feedback is important. And you need to be able to listen and respond to audiences and respond to people in your life who are telling you, here's what I think you should do. And I wanted to know her thoughts, especially as somebody who's produced a show, who's had to deal with feedback sometimes. How does she balance the understanding that sometimes what she does is going to offend people, is going to get negative feedback, with a humble posture, being willing to accept feedback? And here's what she said.
It's a balance. Honestly, it's a balance because you do need to hear what your audience says. You do need to listen to the feedback. You don't have to agree with it. I think you just need to hear it. You need to hear people. You need to listen to them. You need to hear them out and really understand maybe the core or the root of why they're saying what they're saying, and take it with a grain of salt. And if you feel like there's something you should shift it. Humility exalts. There's no pride over here. It's more of like, okay, I would love to hear that, but then obviously if my conviction is saying something else, I'm going with my conviction. You know what I mean? But now if someone really has great, criticism, I'll take it.
She's braver than me.
Yeah, she's a brave woman, and I really loved. I love that conversation. I love all of her thoughts that she had for the round table too.
And I think
did
that's
too. I liked her round table thoughts too.
Yeah, for sure. And I liked yours as well, by the way. Annie was a contributor and did a great job. But I like that theme.
I'm curious, Annie, what would your answer to that question be? Like what she was just answering about, like listening to feedback and all that.
I mean, it'd be very similar to hers. I say often that the people who have my phone number are the ones who get to really speak into my life. But if there's a consistent theme that people online are saying, then it's worth listening to. Can I give an example? I have an example.
Please, yeah.
About 2 months ago, I got some repeated responses from people that my podcast didn't have enough diversity on it. And while none of these people had my phone number, it was a theme that I was hearing of my podcast. The guests I was having weren't reflecting the full kingdom of God. And so even though those weren't my up close people, that's a criticism that I needed to listen to and have made changes because of it. Now, at the same time, there's someone on Instagram who says terrible stuff to me about every day. I don't listen to her. She doesn't have my phone number. She doesn't care about me. She isn't trying to make the world a better place. She's just being mean to me. So I don't listen to her. But like if the three of y'all saw things in me that you thought needed to change, or you had critique for how I was living my life or living my career, I would listen because you have direct access to my heart. And, but then I think if there's themes, I think it's like she said, like there's something to be learned from everybody who is talking directly to you, but you get to decide who really, speaks into your life.
First off, I want to apologize on behalf of Chandler and his alternate online persona. He says some pretty mean things to me.
I wish it was. I would fly my butt to Orlando and have a word with Chandler and the whole thing would be done.
Yeah, no, but that's a great example. And I think what she's talking about there with those last two questions, and that, part of the reason I hope a lot of people go check out issue 100 is because these roundtables, include those perspectives, like the names we try to include diversity, not just demographically, but also with ideas. But the theme that kept coming up is one that you just kind of articulated, Annie. It's like, how can we stick to our convictions, but also gracefully listen to the convictions of others, even if we disagree with them.
That's right.
Because that's the only way that we're going to change mind. Because that's the only way that we're going to be open to have our mind change. So I think that theme that, like I said, you really powerfully articulated, I think was something that was a thread that came through a lot of these conversations.
Yeah.
Hey, add a laugh track after what Jesse just said. I'm kidding.
Sorry, easy new transition.
All right, Chandler, ready? And so anyway, that's how I think we advance the kingdom of God in this difficult world. Seed missiles.
It works. I feel like I'm watching The Big Bang Theory. It's amazing. All right. Many thanks to Natalie Manuel Lee for joining us. Make sure to check out more of what she said in the 100th issue of Relevant. You can check it out online now at relevantmagazine.com. Stay tuned. Up next, your feedback. Oh, boy.
Explore Fuller Seminary's Master of Divinity program, available online or on campus, and learn from some of the world's leading biblical scholar practitioners. Study online and apply what you're learning to your context without leaving your ministry. Whatever your vocational goals, Fuller's Master of Divinity will help you take the next steps in your vocation formation. Learn more, visit fuller.edu/MDIV. That's fuller.edu/MDIV.
You were floating to me in a slow motion fade.
You're listening to Local Natives. The song is When Am I Gonna Lose You? Right around this segment. That's right around.
If you stuck with us through Cats, trust us, we'll lose you here.
This is
We don't get to choose. We don't get to choose what happens on the set. This was not intentional. Just you got unlucky.
Tyler's personally apologizing to Natalie for just
Sorry for
just
being
us,
on the show
for just
today.
us being us. Thanks a lot, Tyler.
I took your advice to not be afraid who you offend to heart, and I decided to offend you this week.
All right, it's time for your feedback. If you listened to last Tuesday's
I need
show,
you to not sigh about this. This is an excellent editorial question of the week.
It's good. It's good. Last Tuesday's show, Annie had just gotten back from her Dude Ranch adventure with
That's
all
right.
of the strapping wranglers out there. And we got pontificating about her potential love life and how she and maybe one of the wranglers might have had a glance across the meadow. And then later on, met up at DenimCon in downtown Boise, where they both then hit it off and connected and realized their long love for each other.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Go listen to it. And it's not even like one segment. It's like kind of peppered throughout the show. So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
As we
you
tend
need
to do.
Yeah. So our question of the week, of course, was we asked you to come up with a name and cast for Annie's inevitable Hallmark movie about her finding love on the range, or looking for love at a dude ranch. You guys hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. Here's some of our favorites.
Where to
Favorites
even
being
begin?
sort of a loose
Where
word.
to
And
start?
two.
Which ones are not my favorite?
That's
That's
what
the
I'm reading
question.
all of them. I'm like, which one do I even want to start with?
Okay, I'll just start with some titles.
Okay.
Josh gave us two titles for the film that I really enjoyed. One, Carpe Denim, which is brilliant. And he said, a tale of wrangling desire.
No. Hold on. When I hear Carpe Denim, I think it's a fishing adventure. Like this weirdo's out there fishing for carp, wearing jeans.
Oh. Okay, well, it could be that too.
But I will say this, the subtitle, A Tale of Wrangling Desire, is
Yes.
very salacious.
I was
that
really
sounds like
into
a late
it.
night cable movie.
That's too much for the pod.
That doesn't sound like a Hallmark movie.
Not pod appropriate. The other one he said was Chapped. Love covers all.
Again, the problem,
Chandler,
chaps
now
don't
you're
cover all.
making fun.
Chaps are only covering half of the problem.
That's right. That's right.
This
You're
is
not wrong.
This
You're
is
not wrong.
Hallmark After Dark. I
Chapped
think.
love covers some of it. Yeah.
All right. Ross said the title is, the film is called Wrangling My Heart. The tagline.
I like it.
No more horsing around.
I love
Annie,
it.
Annie, you're evidently playing yourself, the independent cowgirl extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Of course, your love interest is rookie cowboy Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, right.
You see the whole Cameron family in here. Candace Cameron Burr is your BFF.
Yeah, which I love that.
Bridget Cameron is the Dude Ranch owner. And obviously there are other Camerons needed. We're all set. So we just need to get Kirk Cameron's whole family and get this movie shot.
this
I like
is
it.
Do you get a family discount if you get the whole Cameron crew? Does that might be a way to save some money? I like the idea of David had here 100 days to wrangle. That puts an easy. You're already in the pressure cooker. There's
right.
a deadline. For some reason, you have to do it for 100 days.
It's almost like How to Lose a Guy in 10 days.
Exactly.
It's
She only
also
has
because I
100
have a
days to
book called
wrangle.
100 Days to Brave, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I understand
know.
the contention, but I think. Wait, you have a book?
Wait, hold on.
didn't know you were
writing
What?
books.
What? In the premise
Since
of this movie,
when?
what's happening? Is this like a speed situation where like she can't go past 10 days, or like is it a terminal illness?
In my mind,
Or, like,
she was kind of a troublemaker, and the judge sentenced
I
her
had to
to
serve
community service
100
at a rate
days.
100 days. And
Yes.
then,
So
you know,
it's
and
about
she's kind
wrangling
of a
my
bad girl.
behavior as well as love. Wow.
Okay,
wow,
so
wow.
look at the cast. Look at this cat. This is not
So it's not
Hallmark
like-
love. This
okay.
is a star-studded,
Right.
A-list cat. Playing you, Emma Stone, of course. The head wrangler. I don't know where you're at on Channing Tatum, but there's no denying that
There's only one place to be on Channing Tatum.
He puts butts in seats.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah. He's
Annie,
gonna sell tickets.
He's watching this
just
movie.
to clarify,
That's
Annie, just to
insane.
clarify for our younger listeners who may not have gotten your innuendo, where is the one place to be on Channing Tatum?
Oh, it's pro. The one place to be on Channing Tatum is
you're right.
pro Channing
Oh,
Tatum.
Oh, I thought you were talking about there was an actual place that you
No,
wanted
she
to
gave
be
the
on
Hallmark
Channing
Channel.
Tatum.
She gave the Hallmark Channel answer, not the
Hallmark
scandal
After Dark.
wrangling desire. Yeah.
Yikes, we're gonna have to PG this episode, you guys.
But the
Gotta
plot
settle
is
down.
Annie is this successful author and globetrotter who flaunts the law at every turn.
Yeah.
And when she accidentally starts like a wildfire or something during a stay at a dude ranch, the creative judge sentences her to community service 100 days at a dude ranch, serving the community. It's there you meet Channing Tatum. And the
well,
desire
Emma Stone does,
wrangling
which is
begins.
fair, but I'll enjoy watching it.
I'm sure you get to be on set as a consultant or something.
Yeah, that sounds like a secondary
thing.
Yeah,
It's really only fair.
That's the best friend role that I'm not really feeling.
Ford went a different direction, not a Hallmark movie, but more of a reality TV angle.
Yeah,
saying
I
that
thought
he
that was
wanted a
interesting.
version of The Bachelorette with Annie as the Bachelorette, with a bunch of head wranglers as her suitors. Here's the twist: Jesse Carey
I hate
would be
this.
in a head earpiece for Annie, giving her minute by minute directions.
And I have to do what he says. It's
Yeah.
horrifying.
And then he would call it Bachelorette Home on the Range. I like it.
Annie, are
Jesse,
you in?
you would love that, wouldn't you?
Oh, nothing would give me more joy than
I
to,
know.
and especially just to force you to say whatever I do.
I
there
know.
would and if you don't do it, you get sentenced to community service on a dude ranch for 100 days. Like that's the penalty. There has to be a penalty if you don't do what I tell you to do. You may not, and listen, you may not agree with my methods. In fact, I can guarantee you will personally viciously disagree with them, but. They are methods. So,
But they
I
are
think,
what we say they are. They are methods.
all right, Matt, Good Genes, the Denim-com rom-com. Obviously starring Candace Cameron Burr as Annie F. Downs, coming to Hallmark Channel, sponsored by Wrangler. It has a nice
Good
ring to it. I
genes.
Yeah,
agree, Matt.
Wrangler
like
needs
it.
to. Wrangler's missing out on a pretty big sponsorship opportunity right here.
Yeah.
I would say.
And then Asuto came up with some movie posters for the movies.
Oh, gosh.
Annie, Get Your Guy.
Annie Get Your Guy was one of my favorite ones
Yeah.
we got. I loved that one.
And then Annie, Get Your Dude was his other poster.
Yeah. Annie Get Your Guy, that was super funny.
Yeah, that's pretty great. There's a bunch. I think
Yeah,
we got
y'all-
something here.
There's a lot.
I mean, Natalie was talking earlier about, we need to add value to the content that we advocate for in Hollywood. I mean, this
I literally just spit.
Jesse just did a spit take over that.
Because nothing adds less value to Hollywood than the Denim-com rom-com. We're actually
Hey,
somehow...
that's my life, man. My life
We're
is
devalued.
would really help Hollywood, Hollyweird, as you like to call it.
this is too good. I guess somehow Candace Cameron Burr has to be involved. in
Yeah,
this
we got
production.
it. We'll get her involved.
You
We'll
know
for
her
sure.
earbuds
Yeah, we'll make this happen. I haven't told her yet, but I will. Oh, I will. We will write this one. When we see this movie, this will be the second movie we see together in the next 12 to 15 months. After we go see Cats, we're going to go see Carpe Denim, Annie Get Your Guy, whatever it ends up being called, filmed at Lost Valley Ranch, involving Candace Cameron Bure.
For reasons that are never made clear in the film. Channing Tatum is a cat person, like it's just a weird twist they threw in there.
What was the channel, like the Up channel or something like that, the Christian channel, where Natalie Grant hosted a Christian dating show?
Yes, what was that channel?
Like it takes a village or something like that.
It said
like
church in it, didn't it? It takes a church. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, like that. And I'm just wondering if Annie Get Your Guy is the next iteration of that.
I mean, we want my life to do that? I don't know.
Yes,
Candace Cameron is the host. Candace Cameron's the
sure.
host. It's not set in a church. It's set out
At
on a
ranches?
dude ranch. Yeah.
Do I go to different ranches and meet the head wrangler at each ranch?
No, I'm back to the Bachelorette Home on the Range angle where
Oh no,
where
it's me and all the wranglers at Lost Valley?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the wranglers were selected.
Oh, boy.
Maybe they were crowdsourced, voted on by your fans. You know, then they're there, and then Candace Cameron Bure is hosting it. It's debuting this fall on the Up channel, the Up network.
Okay.
I only want one role in this show, and that is when you at the ceremony every night and you send one of these eligible wranglers.
Is it roses? What do we do instead of roses?
No. It's a strand
you
of
do
rope.
a tip of your hat to the to the suitor that you're sending off.
She puts a bolo around his neck. And
Or I think you just lasso him. You lasso him.
Here's what I want.
You lasso him out of his sleeping bag.
Like,
drag him off to the next round.
It would make the most sense for him to ride off into the sunset.
No. So they're all there. They're all lined up. And Annie has the rope and has to lasso the guy, pull him slowly toward her. They talk for a moment, and then she loosens it. He goes on, and then she lassos the next guy.
Until
Here's
the last
catch.
guy,
Here's
and
the guy.
he gets on his horse.
If she slips up a little bit and gets the wrong guy,
I gotta practice my lassoing. That's really real. Yeah.
And instead of them riding off into the sunset, which would make the most sense metaphorically and visually, be quite stirring,
Right.
I ask Annie that you allow me to, on horseback, chase off the men that you've. Get on out! Go! Get out! Go! And it's the last
Jesse.
10 minutes of me on a horse, just like kicking up dust, trying to get the guy. Get! You stay out here!
You're like,
She's like, what am I supposed to do? Can I get my stuff? I said, get! He's like, I don't understand. I took a plane here.
Where do I go?
Get home! Get on!
Get out!
This is a separate show. This is a separate show.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like the best creative use of my time.
So, hey, Bravo there's already a precedence for this. When you get kicked off of Top Chef, you go to the web-only series Last Chance Kitchen. And then there, they have their own competition, all the rejects. And then the best one from Last Chance Kitchen gets the chance to come back for the finale of Top Chef.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what happens to the guys that Jesse chases off. They go off to this other dude ranch. They got to get their act together, and they try to come back, and one of them tries to win Annie's heart at the end.
And if that doesn't work, it's the second web series where they are all put on a ranch. And I hunt them. The most dangerous game style. I told you to get.
You have a drone. You have a drone with seed missiles, and you just like target practice.
I'm the drone master, and they're just running for their lives,
dodging seed missiles.
Get on!
6 million.
It's like, can you be more clear? Where do you want me to go? You're shooting seed missiles? Those can literally implant a forest. Can you just tell me what you mean when you just keep saying "get"? That's all you're saying. Where? Get on! Get now! It's a very confusing show. It's very high concept.
Well,
there's the main show on the Up network, which is Uplifting Entertainment, and then you get the web series, which what that one's called, because it's Annie Get Your Guy. The Bachelorette Home on the Range is the main show.
And then go on, get
when she doesn't lasso him, and the guy has to go off to the other ranch for the web only series. What's that one called?
Go on, get.
Go on, Git. That's it. But it's GIT.
Yeah. And my dark web series, The Most Dangerous Game again. Yeah. And you should have read your waiver, pal, when you signed up for the show, because you didn't know that you were signed up to be hunted by seed missiles.
You should have read your waiver.
You should have had your waiver. We have really good lawyers. Now it's time to be hunted by seed missiles. I told you to get. In fairness, I told you to get on it.
I told you. In fairness, I told you.
15 heartbroken men, 1 seed missile equipped drone, and 1 very, very angry Jesse. I told you, It's just me. And these guys are running like, why are you doing this? Annie already broke our heart.
But you know what? Just like love may grow. One day in those barren fields, a forest may grow.
Yeah.
So it's it's a whole thing. It's
creation care, the deceased bodies of Annie's fans who
Pat Robertson
listen, it's
is
sad.
really involved.
It's
Pat
sad what
Robertson
happened
loves
to
it.
him.
The environmentalism angle. Yeah.
Right.
It's sad what happened to him, but at least one day we know he'll grow into a lovely cactus out
There
there
you
in the prairie, out there on the range. So
All right, that'll do it for last
one day
week's
he'll
feedback.
be tumbleweed. That's all.
It's time for this week's
Editorial question of the week. Hey.
All right, well, earlier in the show, we brought you the hard-hitting scientific data that laugh tracks make bad jokes funnier. We thought it'd be great for this question of the week to put that to the test. And we want to know your best, worst joke that might be made better with an official professional laugh track. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and tell us your best, worst joke, and we will read our favorites or the ones we think are the best candidates for laugh track, enhancement next week on the podcast. All right, many thanks to Natalie Manuel Lee for joining us. Her show, Now with Natalie, is broadcast now on the Hillsong Channel. Go check it out. Also, check out more of that conversation she was part of in the 100th issue of Relevant. You can view it at relevantmagazine.com. Also, thanks to Squarespace for making the episode possible. Remember, you can go to squarespace.com/relevant for a free trial. When you're ready to launch your website, use the offer code RELEVANT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
And I'm Annie F. Downs.
We will see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Get on out! Go! Get out! Go! Get!
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.